Right, everyone, welcome back. Alex Goldman and Josh Beater from the stands. And everybody get your go cards and tickets out because the big train, Tom Nolan, is rolling through this afternoon. Tom, how you going, man?
Yeah, good, brother. Thanks for having me on.
No, of course, man. So, look, first question I want to get into, obviously coming off the big Dana White Contender Series win, I wanted to know for you, does that victory for you feel like you've made it, or will you only sort of truly feel that you've made it to the UFC after you get that sort of first win, on a fight night or on a pay-per-view in the octagon?
Yeah, it's an interesting question. I feel like I made it before I was even in the UFC. I feel like I knew exactly where I was going. It's kind of hard to explain, but I also feel like, 100%, I haven't made it yet. I need to have that first fight. I need to solidify myself in the division. But in saying that, I know I'm going to be a real big threat to the top 15 for sure. So I'm super confident that I belong there.
Yeah, definitely. Tom, just quickly first off, I just want to get your reaction to Eternal 79. And obviously, we saw you there and the team, 3 for 3, which is a fantastic achievement, coming in and doing that in such a dominant way too. I mean, Chloe, unanimous decision, and Jade and Dom getting very dominant victories as well. I asked the question to Dom over the weekend about where he sees Team Compton over the next 2 or 3 years, and I want to get your take on that and where you see Team Compton heading, because I truly feel like you guys in the next 2 or 3 years could become the next CKB in this part of the world. What are your thoughts on Team Compton becoming that gym here in Australia?
Yeah, I 100% think if not already now, we're definitely going to be there very soon. I think a lot of people are going to be looking to come train with us, which is always good. But yeah, man, I've been saying it since I joined with them. They're the best team in the country. And yeah, the results, I'm not surprised at all. I knew we were going to go 3-0, and yeah, I'm just happy we won them all.
Yeah, for sure. So, Tom, I wanted to know, do you think that the level of amateur fighters, is are really different to when you were sort of going through your amateur career? Because we've spoken to a lot of fighters that were on the regional scene here in Australia, then they've gone international, and they've said that when they've looked back now at the current amateur scene, they're kind of blown away by the level of some of these amateurs. So from your perspective, do you feel that the level of amateurs is a lot higher than when you were going through your amateur career?
Well, my amateur career was only 3 or 4 years ago now, so it's not. It's pretty fresh still. I think it was still quite a high level, but I think every year it's evolving. I think the quality of the promotions are evolving too, which is forcing everyone else to a high level too. Like when I was fighting amateur, it was in pubs and stuff like that. Now of like stadiums, semi-stadiums being sold out. So I think everyone's rising together.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Tom, look, I know there's something potentially lined up before the end of the year. For you, in terms of that and your career moving forward, you're a guy that's always been fairly active, throughout your professional career so far here in Australia. And I want to know for you over the next, few years as you make your road to getting ranked and obviously your road to getting the lightweight title eventually. How active are you trying to be in these next, couple of years? Is a 3 or 4 times a year fighting schedule for you something that you can see, happening for you?
Yeah, I think I like 3 for a good number for the year. 4 if I'm busy. 2 if injuries, I suppose. But I like 3 to 4. That's a good number per year. And yeah, I want to work my way through. I want to wipe some people out on the way. I know I keep talking about the top 15, and I definitely believe I can hang in there and destroy a lot of those dudes. But I also want to catch some bodies on the way up. I've got a chip on my shoulder, and I need to take it out on some people, and then keep gaining my skills, and then get to the top 15 and do this thing properly.
Yeah. And, talking on the lightweight division, a lot has been, made about, your size, for a lightweight, it's been brought up. So, out of curiosity, I wanted to know, how hard is that cut to 55? And, and given that you do still have, such a long time to, to grow in your career, do you think a move to 170 would be, inevitable down the line?
I think I'm closer to making 145 than I am to 170, to be honest with you. So I start my weight cut morning, like the Friday morning, lighter now than I was for when I was making featherweight. Like I'm waking up on weight, so I'm waking up at 70.6 usually and putting a bit back in to make 70.8. When I was cutting a lightweight, I was waking up at 72, 71 on the morning and then cutting featherweight, and then I was cutting down to 66, whatever it is. I think it's healthier for my body though to stay up at 70.8. It's honestly, it's easy for me. You know, I only walk around at like 78 to 80 in that sort of area. So yeah, it's not hard for me to get the weight off. I can fight pretty much any time of the year.
Yeah, definitely. Tom, looking at the UFC landscape at the moment, I know, you know, every fighter doesn't like to look past fighters, you know, as you're coming up in the UFC, but it's a fun thing to talk about fights that interest you and names that you look at and go, man, I would love to fight him one day. Who's someone right now that you look at in the UFC top 15 in the lightweight division? It doesn't even have to be ranked at all, but someone that you look at and go, wow, I respect you, but I would really love to fight you one day.
Probably Dustin Poirier. I'd love to fight him. That would be awesome, I reckon. Or Justin Gaethje, one of those really tough guys who can test my cardio, because I believe I have an insane gas tank. And yeah, I'd like to box someone up for you know, as long as I can, and also take some damage back. You know, I'd like to really test myself, see where I sit. You know, because I believe I'm right up there with toughness, cardio, everything. So I want to see who can match that with me.
Tom, you know, I wanted to know, does having an undefeated record and, you know, and quite a lot of hype coming into the UFC, does that only add fuel to the fire, or, you know, or does it add additional pressure for you to make sure that everything is 100% on point? As, you know, obviously, you know, if an opponent were to fight you, they have a lot to gain, you know, gaining a victory over an undefeated prospect with a lot of hype coming in. So does that sort of pressure just force you to train harder and make sure everything's prepared heading in?
Nah, so I learned that lesson in my amateur career. You know, I cared about the you know, the flashy record of undefeated, and then I learned that I can't go in there trying to win. I've got to go in there to hurt people. So yeah, I've had things happen in my life outside of the cage which have put me on a direction now where my path for this isn't winning or losing. Like, I honestly, and I truly mean this, I don't care if I win or lose. Obviously, I'd prefer to win because it gives you better fights, better money. But for me, once I get a name and a target, that now is my whole life revolves around trying to end that dude, trying to get him out of there as violently as possible, trying to take as many years I can off of his life, to be honest with you. That's all I care about. So if I lose on the way, it's inevitable. Everyone has losses. I could not give a shit about that.
Yeah, definitely. Tom, last one from me, man. We won't take a lot of your time this afternoon, but one guy I want to give a bit of shine to is your teammate, Don Marfan. I think he is a special talent like yourself, also a lightweight. And he's a guy that's coming up that, you know, obviously the three of us know who he is and know what he's capable of, but maybe the broader public isn't yet. So I just want to give you the opportunity to let the people know what a special fighter he is and sort of what to look out for in Don Marfan over the next year or year and a half. Yeah,
so Dom's an absolute savage, right? Me and him, we're in the gym all day, every day together. We're both as obsessed with it. We just love it. And, you know, he's the same as me. I think, you know, he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder. He's got a point to prove. And I think finally, after the weekend, you can see that his skills his confidence is starting to catch up to his skills. Because, like, even that on the weekend wasn't really maybe 30% of what he can do, right? I guess that's the ultimate goal. We're all just trying to show 100% of what we can do in the cage, and he's now figuring it out. And I think over the next couple of years, there's a lot of dudes who are going to be hurt in the lightweight division.
Yep, definitely. Well, Tom, look, mate, it's been a pleasure chatting to you today, man. We always appreciate your time. Once again, man, I just want to say a belated congratulations. I know we say congratulations to you, but it really is awesome to see someone work so hard and achieve their dream and get to the UFC. And you're not one of those guys that I don't think is sitting there lapping it up and going, "Oh, you're a guy that's hunting." And you want your next target, and mate, I know Alex and we can't wait to see it, man. And all the best, man. All the best for training, and we'll talk to you soon.
Yeah, I really appreciate that, bro. Thank you very much, man.
Awesome. Thanks, Tom. Appreciate it, mate.